Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and a build update of the AMT 1967 Shelby GT kit. I got a lot done, a lot more, or a lot less done than what it looks like right here. I'm doing a little bit of mock-up and the guys are just trying to make sure everything fits up tight. So let me move them out of the way here real quick and I will show you what we are up to. I did a couple of Facebook updates, but I didn't do a video update the past couple of days just because I didn't feel like there was enough there to do one whole video update. But I'm at that point now to where I want to show you before I go in farther, just so we know where we're at here and what my, I don't know, I guess my train of thought is, just to make sure everything works out right. But first off, I'm going to take this off because it's just going to hit the ground. Trunk, the clear coat came out very nice. That's just simple green shot. I painted the inside of the engine bay black. Got the stripes on the front. All that detailed out. I painted inside here where the turn signals go. I painted that silver all the way in the back. Once that's dry, I'm going to take just the tiniest drop of orange and put in the centers of those before I put the glass in there, just to show that orange turn signal bulb that used to go in them. I also got the window trim painted in. I used gel pen and my Sharpie for that because I didn't want it just blasting out and overdoing the blue and the white stripes. I wanted it to be a little more subtle and faded. Not faded, but I didn't want it jumping out like bright chrome. I also did around the taillights. So there's the body. Whoa. The hood. Let me show you this. This is the best paint, hand painting I think I've ever done, is the vents inside that hood right here. I used a 4-aught brush and I used my real black from Accent and held my breath and painted those in there because they were white and they're not supposed to be. So that came out really good. I'm happy with that. Once that's all dry and everything and I'm done fussing around, I'm going to drill 2 little holes up here for the cables, and I'll run some of my, sorry about making this bouncy, I'm going to run some of my 32 AWG wire just around and kind of tuck it up underneath here just to keep it, get it out of the way and make it to where it looks like it goes around and it tucks in onto the grill. So there is that. Now if I can do it without destroying things, I want to bring this over here just a little bit. Not a whole lot glued on here. I was just mocking everything up. I do have the seats glued in and the firewall right now. That's the point we are. But I wanted to make sure everything fit, and I'm glad I did because I had this painted backwards. So that's why I'm not gluing this in tonight. I'll glue it all in tomorrow. And tomorrow what I'd like to do also is put quick shine on the chrome. So that's where we are there. Let me take this apart here just to show you. Like I said, I'm just mocking this up. I don't know what all is going to come out of here. Yeah, it's just going to all disintegrate. But I like doing that just to see what I got to sand down, what I got to file, and stuff like that. Now the seats, I'm going to bring this up close. You see what I did with the seats is I left this, the semi-gloss on the leather, but I went around after I did the Molotow pen and I let that sit for a good week. I came in with quick shine and I did 1 coat of quick shine on all the vinyl part, with the plastic part, and I just did that basically to offset, so there's a little bit of detail here. I gotta come in here and touch this up, and I do want to weather these just a smidge. I definitely have to get in here and weather this up. I didn't pastel it before. I like to put the seats and glue them in before I come in here with the pastel, just so I don't mess up and make it to where the seats don't glue tight. I've done that before, and it's enough to tick you off. The firewall dropped in. It's got two little alignment points here, and it sets over top of the hump, which I thought was pretty neat. But back to these seats, I did them just so I could give it a little offset look and to protect this quick shine on here. The front end, we got, I forgot that wasn't attached either. We have the master cylinder, and I got my master cylinder lines run down and tucked them down underneath. Don't forget, I did drill the hole for the vacuum boost, so that's ready. The suspension, you can see, is all on now, and kind of just waiting for the engine to get dropped in. I'm not going to do that tonight because I want these seats and this to dry solid before I do that, and then I can put this on the foam while I have it upside down. But let's flip it, and we'll see the suspension and everything underneath. This suspension went together so dang easy. I was really happy with it. Everything seemed to line up really nice and drop into position. You can see all the little panel liner stuff that I did earlier, and that really, all that extra time paid off. These aren't, there's no place to glue these up front here, so I'm figuring that gives it to where you can move them around a little bit to line them up perfectly on the engine. But back in the back, they glued down, there's 2 points here that glue them in, and that held tight. The rear end is in. My fuel line and brake lines are run, where I ran it up and drilled a hole in here, dropped it down and around and up and around here. I used my foil tape to make the a couple of just hold downs for the lines, for the brake lines and for the fuel lines, and those look pretty nice on there, I thought. The brake, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see in there or not, but I did run the lines over. I'm looking into the camera here, and this is really, I ran the lines over to the drums. I put a little dot of Mod Podge on there. That's still drying, and then I'm going to come in later on with my Tamiya's titanium gold, and I'll put a little dot right where the Mod Podge touches the brake drum, and then I'll come back a little bit with flat black or my rubber black to set those in, and that little drop of the titanium gold will look just like the little brass fittings that go into the drums. So there's that. Really happy so far with fit on this. Like I said, the firewall just dropped into place. Everything went good there. I almost forgot to do my two little gauges. So I did those yesterday or the day before. They were already painted the semi-gloss black. And then I went in there and I did little dots around where I could just to make it look like they were gauges, and another dot with the Tamiya's red. And then I went around the circles on the outside with just the gel pen. Looked really good. And I came in with the quick shine and I put a drop in each one of them, a heavy drop in each one of them. Let that sit overnight, and I came back and I did another drop to give it that lens look, so it looks like the lenses on the gauges. And there's that. I also did that on the dashboard. And look at how good that Quicksilver does those lenses up. I'm very happy with this so far. This is the best, I swear, this is the best dashboard I think I've ever done. I got, like I said, the warning light in here. It's hard to see on camera because I tried to take pictures of it, but I even have the two little green turn signals on here. And this is the windshield washer or wiper. So there's that. I touched this up. And just general, playing around with it until I got to the point where I was afraid I was going to make it worse. So there's that. My steering wheel, I used Molotow pen, let it sit for a couple of days, and then went over that with one coat of the Quick Shine. Sets the Molotow pen in there to where it won't rub off. You know, I bet you if I really worked at it, I could rub it off. But it won't rub off just by messing around, moving it and touching it, because I'm going to have to touch up these 2 points anyhow when I cut this off. And Snicker bar fingers mark, I would have rubbed off that Molotow pen, and I'm very happy with how that came out with the black inside and the chrome. The AMT did a good job of making those holes deep enough on there to where when you do go over top of it with a Molotow pen, it doesn't flood them. And I'm really happy with that. Again, I hate this, so I'm going to redo something with that. And there is that. What else do we have here? We have just these. I painted the blue where the shocks would come through, and then just a little bit of my gel pen on here. Let's how I focus this. A little bit of the gel pen silver on the bolts, just to give a little bit of accent. You got to have a little bit of something to look at, right? The engine, I busted my radiator hose off, or my heater hose off, so I had to redo it. I will come back and put another bracket on here. But other than that, everything else is good. The fan's on. This is about ready to drop in and run. So we got that. And then lastly, see if I can do this without touching the chrome on here. In the engine bay, there's the windshield washer bag. And I painted that German gray, which I wouldn't even be able to reach over there and just grab it. But I painted it Tammy's German gray about halfway up, because they don't go all the way down, but this is molded all the way down. So I painted it about halfway up, and then all the pictures I looked at, it looks like this is a silver cap to hold them on. So I painted that with the gel pen too. So there's that, and it stands out just to break it so it's just not all black in there. And then lastly, and I will let you go with a thank you, is the headlights. I cut them, shaved off where I needed to shave off on the mold lines. Boy, focus is not happening tonight, is it? There we go. And then set them in place. Before I dropped them on, I took my paintbrush and a real quick circle of Quick Shine, and then put them in place, and then came right back over while the Quick Shine on the inside was wet, and put a coating of Quick Shine over the top of those lenses. And man, I'm telling you, I've been doing that for quite a while now, and it sure does make those lenses look like they're made out of glass. Now all I have to do is, when I put them onto the body, make sure that the lines all go the right way, because that kind of bugs me. I always mess that up. But that's that. And I'm going to let you go with a thank you for all the thumbs up and everybody following along with this, and all the comments, kind words, and suggestions. Had a bunch of those, and I'd like to think that maybe Sunday I will put a build review of this being done. So I am Mark. This is Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, and y'all have a great day. Thank you.